Screw it. This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I'm probably just going to end up changing this channel over to a call for an uprising. Mainly, I know originally I had said, and you guys recommended, hey, try a different name so they don't, come after you and all this stuff all the time. But the problem with doing that is that people don't even know that it's me. And a lot of times people find my channel again and again and again because they notice that it's not showing up in their feed and they're used to a lot of content, and they type in a call for an uprising and then they don't find it, so they're not really going to know to type in the Fire Rises. When some of these channels that I've had, that's 6 now, that were deleted overnight, and people obviously have their own lives, so I don't expect them to remember, but at some point they might pop into their head and think, oh yeah, whatever happened to that guy, and they might look me up, and they will find either an old channel that I don't upload on anymore, or they won't find this channel because it's called the Fire Rises. So I'm probably going to switch it over. You won't even notice it. I'll probably do it sometime in the next week or two, maybe even today. I'm not sure if I have time, but I also want to let people know that I did receive a strike on my other channel for the video that had the Verizon DNA drone. I'm sure some of you saw it, a lot of you didn't get a chance to see it. That video is up exclusively on my website. I can't get it up here on YouTube, and that didn't sound well. I can't get it up here on YouTube, but it's on the website at callforanuprising.com. I highly recommend you join the website because this is just going to continue to happen if you can join the website, because there's a lot of videos and a lot of things you're not going to be able to see here on YouTube. I will do my best to continue here on YouTube, but as most of you know, it's been difficult. How many times can I create a channel? It just takes up so much time to build out the channel, and now they have a thing where you have to put phone numbers in, so you got to get it's a nightmare. You have to go through a long process to get monetized, to have a certain amount of views, and then of course you deal with trying to build the channels back up. People think it's easy. It's not. Even having 40,000 people here, it's a lot of work. I have to constantly remind people and bug them, and I know it's annoying, but I have to do it to get people to click and go over there, because then people watch it every day. They forget to do it. They forget where I am. Then again, they try to search me and they don't find me because I have a new channel name over here. So just if you can join the website, please do so. And my other links for my other channels are posted below. Please just sub to all of them. These are the ones I'll be uploading on in the future. So I want to cover this nonsense from Jimmy Kimmel. All right? Jimmy Kimmel, who constantly is out there telling people, I just love the hypocrisy of who has free speech and who doesn't. I love the fact that people, liberals think that this guy's funny. He is so bad. These late night comedians, the days of Letterman, and I'm not saying they're funny, or Johnny Carson, where they actually crack jokes about stuff, are long gone. Now this is just about politics, and these guys are using this platform because they're told by their handlers to constantly push stuff, making fun of anyone who's conspiracy theorist or anti-magic potion. And this is the anti-magic potion Barbie doll. And listen to some of the stuff in there. Listen closely. I might play it twice, but if I don't, when I edit this, make sure you go back and watch it again. Because there's a couple of tidbits in there, such as mentioning of the Antichrist, referencing Bill Gates, drinking of Satan's blood, and, well, take a look for yourself.
There's a new doll in town, and the fun is contagious. It's anti-vax Barbie. She's strong. She's independent. She doesn't trust science.
Bill Gates is the Antichrist.
Vaccines have Satan's blood. Barbie comes with a computer so she can do her own research.
Says here Moderna turns your teeth Jewish.
Take your Barbies everywhere. Shopping.
I'm sorry, you can't come in here without a mask. I have a medical condition.
I'm not wearing this, bitch, and you're going to jail. To the stables.
Thank you for sharing your medicine, dancer.
And on the plane. And the only mandate this Barbie cares about is with her proud boyfriend, Ken.
Hi, Ken. Want to go throw eggs at nurses?
Sorry, babe. Can't hear you. Alex Jones is talking about monoglobal antibodies.
Anti-Vax Barbie. Exclusively available in Florida and Kentucky. Barbie Dream Ventilator sold separately.
If you like that video, click subscribe and we'll be together until one of us dies.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. Oh, it's so funny. Well, the joke's really on the people who are taking potions, but the joke is really on those people. The same people who weren't suspicious in 2020 when the flu was gone. Miraculously, there was no cases of the flu in 2020, and they said it's because everybody was masked up. And in 2021, it's conveniently back because what came out in the beginning of 2021? Oh, a certain thing came out in the beginning of 2021, a magic potion, which everyone took, and then it kind of spread, shed. I should say spread, shed. Excuse me, which again, if you need to learn more about what that is, you can check out my website. I have a new video up over there about that as well. But nobody obviously realizes what's going on the left, and then some people on the right do. But of course, there's a lot of Christians who are deceived and go ahead and take the potion. And I'll get into that in a minute, but let's just talk about some of the things that they put in here, right? It's unbelievable that they even bring attention to it, but they use humor to deflect, of course. They put the laugh box on so the people at home watching start, it plants seeds in their heads. That's why they've always done the laugh box on sitcoms. You don't hear it as much anymore. Well, I don't even know if they still have that many sitcoms anymore, but you heard of Antichrist Bill Gates, right? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Right? Because, look, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel and these guys, they must sit at home day and night and watch channels like mine. Because I try to think of, I know there's Alex Jones, we know COINTELPRO, but I won't get into that. And then, because they, of course, mention Jones in the video because they have to, because he's the face of the crazy conspiracy, does crazy things all the time, and then they blast that out, so then they lump everybody into that same class, which is exactly what they want to do. It's the whole purpose of COINTELPRO. They give you a little truth, and then they lead you the wrong way. But anyway, we won't get into that. To each their own, whatever you want to listen to and watch, it's up to you. I am not this isn't a dictatorship here. I believe everybody has the right to choose. I think you all have your own brains, and you can pick. And I know a lot of times people don't agree with me, and that's perfectly fine. Not going to agree with your mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife all the time, are you? No. So, what I was saying is, these guys must listen to us day and night, and that has to include me, I would assume, because even though they keep taking me down, unlike other people like Russell Brand of this world, I constantly, have a large audience that comes, like you guys who are here now on this channel, and listens and follows, and they get a good amount of views, so they're constantly listening to the majority of us. This is why the writers there, all of them, the handlers of Jimmy Kimmel, they sit there and they listen. So they got the Antichrist Bill Gates. Then they talk about Satan's blood, right? So we have references more, again, biblical references, right? And they try to make people who are Christian look like nuts. That's why all these shows come out, right? Like Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman, mocking Christians, mocking Jesus, right? Then you, of course, have a reference to I'm Not a Lab Rat, and they had the person say something, my teeth are turning Jewett, right? So they have to get that in there because they have to, of course, always, I just did a video on my website, too, about the hostage thing in Texas. They constantly have to bring this anti-thing up so that people, look, if you're always the victim in life, if you're always the victim, then people aren't going to bother you, question you, because if they do, you could just keep bringing it up. I'm a victim, and that's why this specific group is always the victim, because you can't question what's in their teachings, what they learn, what they control, the power and all that. So anyway, I can't go further than that, but of course they bring that up. Very interesting, of course, that the grocery store has the checkered floor. No surprise there, right? I'm sure that wasn't on purpose at all. They just love checkered floors, although it was blue and white, so it was a different lodge they were referencing, which is for a different video. But they had, of course, the person with the mask, right? This is one of the big things they like to do. If you're somebody who can wear a mask, you're hostile. When in reality, all the stuff you see on the planes with, masks or people who are hostile on planes, these are all people who are magic potion. Anybody who's hostile in their behavior, it's just everything is inverted. They've convinced people that the people out there who are vicious and hostile are the people who are unmagic potion, when it's the opposite way. We're all just trying to live our lives, and then the people who have it are viciously trying to force it on to people like us. They're criticizing us, they're mocking and making fun of us 24/7, and they think that's okay. And then when we make fun of them or their preferences, that's hate speech and gets censored, right? So they have that. They, of course, have the ivermectin thing. So they like people to, and I don't get into that. I have no idea really about much of it. But they love to mention that because they constantly say that people who are anti-magic potion will take a horse dewormer. You've all heard it a million times, I'm sure. They constantly reference it. And that's just a way to make people out there look at us like we're stupid. Like we're really taking horse dewormer. People like me and you aren't taking anything. Because we're well aware of what's really going on. The flu. Ooh, excuse me. What a joke, right? But this is Jimmy Kimmel, right? This is the late night talk show. Is constantly doing this, mentioning the Antichrist, Satan's blood. And people still don't see what's going on. people like me are minimal channels, and I'm not saying that they actually sit and watch me. I would assume that they do, but they watch a lot of people, right? But why would you constantly bring attention to this stuff? It's like the universal law. They bring attention to exactly what's going on, and then they use humor, and these zombies out there think that it's all a giant joke because they're not seeing anything happen to them instantly for the most part, but they will see what's going to end up happening as far as constantly listening to what these people are telling them to do and put in themselves, but can't get into that here either. So a reminder to check out the website at callforuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Please consider checking it out. I want to know what you guys think about the Barbie doll and just how they constantly do this stuff. Supposedly it's supposed to be funny. I mean, look, I have a sense of humor. When people make fun of me, I laugh sometimes. I mean, if it's funny, making fun of how I talk or stuff like that, like, even with my friends in real life, not that this isn't real life, but, my friends don't really know, nobody knows of, well, let me just put it this way. I have a sense of humor where you can make fun of me, okay? This type of stuff, like making fun of, like, it's so stupid. Because, like, there's this, everything that we all state, whatever channels you listen to, whether they talk about numerology with this stuff, or, me pointing out the obvious with this stuff, it's like, it's all factual things. Signs and symbols. People act like we're just seeing them in our heads, right? But then they want to reference Confucius, and they don't want to, his quotes about signs and symbols rule the world. They roll their eyes and stuff like that because their brains are too dumb to process this stuff, and they listen to talking head morons like Jimmy Kimmel. So let me know what you think in the comment section. It's just more of the same junk and garbage that the mainstream produces to try to make us all look nuts. But the reality is, what they're doing is helping channels and people like you and me awaken. Now, of course, we know that there's a lot of people around us who aren't, but there are a lot more people waking up to what's going on because they see this like obsession and this obsessive behavior by these people, and then they hear them conflict themselves. They're like, you have to get it, you have to get it, and then it's like, okay, but all these people who have it are getting it, and then the only ones who defend it are the real far left dummies, and they're like, yeah, but they're not dying, so you gotta get, I mean, they're the ones spreading it, and that's because shed the skin snake, what? Well, again, that video's on the website. I'm going to quit rambling here, but boy, we live in a dumb time period, don't we, folks? I thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys joining the channel. More content to come today, especially. Very important stuff going on, stuff I need to continue to cover. So thanks for being here. Make sure you sub to all the channels below. God bless all of you and your families.